Okay, I'll press record here, and we're off. Our last one, Mihal. Our last
Who can
football
believe
prediction
it?
for this season, anyway.
For this season. And you can put in the comments below if you want us to do it next season again.
Yes.
And if you don't, you can put it in the comments below as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
yeah.
But anyway, we probably will, whatever you say.
Anyway, so listen, this weekend, a lot of kind of dead rubbers in the league. It's
a
one
lot
of the
of
weekend.
yeah, a lot of things. Yeah, agreed. A lot of things got resolved, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, the Man City are the champions. The European positions more or less are settled, maybe beyond Aston Villa. It's just really at the other end between Leicester, Leeds, and Everton, who will go down 2 out of 3. That'll be the exciting
And
thing.
you've seen what teams are playing, either teams on form or teams that really have nothing to play for.
Yeah. A lot of these games will be favor the home team, I think, because, last time in front of their fans. And basically, it's like which teams really kind of, put in the effort.
Yeah, who's already booked their flight to Mallorca.
Exactly. Well, let's go through them anyway, very quickly, one by one.
Let's go. This could be a short one, guys.
Yeah.
Our last one could be the shortest. Arsenal at home to Wolves. Let me ask you.
Yeah, I read last week. I was saying that Arsenal, the pressure was off Forest, but I was a bit wrong. They still needed that win to make sure, and Arsenal just couldn't handle the atmosphere, and they seem to have totally run out of steam in the league race. But this time the pressure is off. There's nothing really to play for. I don't think Wolves will be too bothered. Going. Arsenal will be in front of their home fans. They'll want to win for the last one, put on a bit of a show, kind of cover over a little bit of the cracks from the end of the season. I'm expecting, especially with Wolves, are not very good at scoring goals anyway. I'm expecting Arsenal to turn it on, and we could see a good maybe 3 or 4-0, coming good now when there's nothing else to play for,
Yeah, I can't look. Your analysis is spot on. It's only the scoreline, 4-0, 4-1.
Yeah.
I can't look. There's not much to add to it, to be fair.
No. It could be Granit Xhaka's last game. Apparently, there's a lot of rumors that he's leaving for Bayer Leverkusen.
I read that somewhere. All right, that he's not going to be staying at Wolves.
Yeah. So that might be a good thing as well too. I think he's turned 30.
Not Xhaka. I meant. Sorry, I thought. I read something that what's his name, JL, the Wolves manager, that he could be going as well.
Yes, that the Wolves maybe don't have money for next year.
Exactly. So JL, his stock has gone up.
Bad news for them, but I mean, he's kept them up. That's worth a couple of million to them. So, yeah. Okay, so next game.
So next game indeed is Aston Villa at home to Brighton. So I may as well say, of the two teams, I think Brighton have bought into the rave reviews they're rightly getting. So they've maintained, even though they've nothing a lot to play for. They've gotten into Europe.
Yeah, Europa League.
They're still playing well. They're playing as a team, which is good. They're seeing out the season properly, as you'd hope every team would do.
Yeah.
Villa had that great run of form, which has had them threatening for Europe. Drifted off recently. I'm going for a Brighton victory here. I think they're tailor-made for counter-attacking. And I think, last game of the season, they'll want to finish on a high. There's some guys, they're thinking it might be their last game for Brighton. They'll push it. I really like this Brighton team, and I'll be sorry. And Liverpool could be one of those that are poaching some of their players, as is the nature of things.
Arsenal too with Caicedo,
victory, maybe 2-0.
Okay. I'm going to go again. I'm kind of leaning towards the home teams a lot in this one. I think Villa have a great home record. They've won their last 5 at home in a row. They've only conceded once, and they still need to play for something. They're not guaranteed. They need to win to be sure of getting into the first European Conference League, the first time European in a long time. I think they'd like that. I think the European Conference League would be a good. I think it's a great competition actually. This Conference League, get teams like West Ham going to a European final. These old clubs with great histories that just don't get anywhere near them in the past days. So, so I'm going to go for. I think Brighton have scored in their last 13 away, So I expect maybe a few goals in this one, maybe 3-2 or 2-1 to Aston Villa.
Okay.
I just think Brighton
Right.
has played a lot of games in the last week. They played like 3 or 4 games in
That's
like
true. They did have the
days.
game in hand. They had to play against City.
Yeah. So okay.
Talking of City, the next game is Brentford at home to City. What's your thinking here?
I guess the FA Cup is coming up right next weekend, right? And the bank holiday weekend. City probably may rest a few players here. Brentford would like to win in front of their home fans to go off on a high. I think that they probably will be a draw. I think Man City won't want to lose, but they don't care if they won't begrudge Brentford a draw, playing in front of their home supporters. So I think that it will be a draw on this one because I think Brentford will play well, but I think City won't want to lose either. They'll give them a point, but they won't give them the win.
Momentum and just like, okay, they drew against Brighton, so they'd be happy with a draw as well. Yeah. I agree. It really depends on how many of the starting lineup Pep starts.
Yeah.
Because a week is a long time. He might say, look, we're not playing midweek this time.
Yeah. Keep them going. You want to keep momentum, right?
Yeah, you want to keep momentum. They have a full 7 days before the FA Cup final. So I think he's going to put out a pretty good team. Not quite full strength, but not far off it. Yeah. He might take one of the midfielders that's played the most.
Or he might give them a half each. A half.
Yeah. So with that in mind, and Brentford, Tony being gone from immediately, City, I think their quality will just shade us. Maybe 2-1, entertaining game.
Okay. All right.
Now, a useless team that, of course, I wasn't looking for any favours. I didn't expect any favours, and they didn't disappoint me. Chelsea at home to Newcastle.
Yeah.
I'll start off on this one. You can have no expectations of Chelsea at this moment in time. They're a team completely bereft of confidence. When they're against Man United, they created chances, but they've no confidence to hit a ball into the back of the net. Some of the misses were terrible. That news fella that they signed, Mudryk. Brutal. Yeah. So they're at home against the Newcastle United. They're a team that you'd say, well, what kind of form will they be in? I think that Newcastle will be up for this game. Chelsea at home, as you say, they might want to just try and give fans something. But I think the Chelsea fans know how bad they are, and they're actually enjoying it. In a way, they're enjoying it. They're like the fans were taunting the United fans. So what? You're beating us. I mean, everybody beats us, so it's no big deal. Big deal.
Things are so bad they've had to turn it around and make fun of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So I give them a draw because I don't think Newcastle will be going hell for leather. Newcastle have been going hell for leather for a while to get that Champions League place. They have it. You saw with the celebrations how much it meant to them last weekend. And fair play to them. They deserve a holiday and come back ready for a new challenge.
Okay. So you're thinking you draw?
1-1.
Okay. I'm going to go for Newcastle just to win this one, just because Chelsea are so bad. That's the only reason. Yeah. I just can't see Chelsea getting a win anywhere these days. I think that the fact that so many good players are playing badly for Chelsea, the dressing room, the atmosphere in the training camp, it must be toxic. It must be like that everyone is like separate. There's no one bringing them together, developing. And that's probably what the new guy, Pochettino, is going to have to do, and is create a team in there, because they're talented players. They've proven it.
Yeah, I think he's got to find who is the Pogba of that group. Who's the one that's kind of, I won't say poisoning, that's an unfair word. But certainly there's one of them leaders who's kind of going, don't mind him.
Yeah.
With that sort of attitude, don't bother listening to him now. He'll be gone next week.
Yeah. So
identify that.
It'll be interesting. I think that Pochettino has got a good one there, because expectations now are so low, right? That, the only way is up, really, with that much money that they have. It's a good job to take on, I think, at this stage.
If you can keep that owner Bowley or whatever his name is out of
the dressing room,
everyday events.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, And I'm sure that maybe he, if he's any way smart at all, he would have got some assurances on that before taking the job. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay.
Okay. Well, next one is complete dead rubber. Crystal Palace Forest. Go on quickly.
Yeah, I think the goals in this one, I think like statistics show that like the last game of the season, goals averages go way up. Players, the stress is off. They just kind of like gonna go for it, So I could see other goals in this one. But maybe it could be a 3-3 game, or maybe Palace might edge it 3-2. Forest are usually hopeless away anyway, but they'll be they probably were celebrating all week as well too. After securing up. I expect goals, but maybe could go either way. But I'm going to go for Palace to win 3-2.
Okay, the next three are the key matches, the three big matches.
Yeah. What do you think of the Palace Forest game?
Oh, I don't care. I'm going to go Palace victory because of home. I really, I think Forest, they've been drinking all week. Yeah. I don't even think they'll probably be drinking as they're walking onto the fields.
We don't condone that at all. That's drinking while working.
Condone it at all. No. This episode brought to you by Chang, a man's drink.
Yeah.
Okay, big matches now. We have three that are big. Everton is home to Bournemouth. Yeah. You want to take that one first?
Yeah. Hard to tell. I mean, Everton, apparently Calvert-Lewin is not playing, this one. Bournemouth probably, Bournemouth probably will have to go at it because out of respect for the other teams in and around, you can't just throw in the towel. I think that they'll have to go at this game, take it kind of. So I don't expect Everton to. I think that Bournemouth will score at least once. Can I see Everton scoring more than one? No. So I'm going to go for maybe a 1-1 draw on this one.
Interesting.
I think it will still be enough. I think it will still be enough to keep Everton up. I don't see.
Okay, wow, you'll be hearing that kind of gives you a preview of his next two predictions. I'm going to go for an Everton victory because, as I say, they need it, and Bournemouth will say, "Oh, we're going to try," and mentally the players won't be there when it comes into those 50-50 tackles.
Yeah,
where the others will go in full-blooded. I don't care about getting injured. I need to. Yeah. Bournemouth won't be having. It's easy to say it, but it's another thing doing it.
Yeah.
So I fancy Everton to win this one. I fancy him to win maybe 2-0, maybe 2-1. But I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to say it's going to be a dice.
And you could be right because since Bournemouth were safe, they've lost the last 3 games since they were made. Like they knew they were safe. They've lost the last 3 games. So
there we go. I think of the 3 teams, they have the nicest match in a run-in when they're playing someone who's not to play for really.
Okay. Then,
okay.
What's next? Leeds and Tottenham?
Yeah, Leeds and Tottenham.
Yeah. Now, I think actually they should relegate Everton, Leeds and Leicester. They should make a new dispensation because they're all crap. And it just depends really on the opposition. How up for it are they? Tottenham, are terrible as well. They have no win in the last 5 away. They're a very bad team. Leeds, of course, the atmosphere at Ellen Road will be hot, but it's been hot for a long time, and they still haven't been able to get wins. They've only won 3 of the last 23.
They get the early goal, and then they just crumble.
Yeah, so they just like Tottenham have got players who will score goals. Give them a chance. Kane, Son, and Kane, of course, will be no matter what happens, he'll be going for his record. So he won't care if Leeds, relegation. What's happening with Sam Allardyce? So I just think it's going to be another draw again. I just don't see Leeds winning. But I don't see them scoring. I see Tottenham maybe to win, or maybe Leeds a draw, maybe. But I don't see Leeds winning.
Yeah, I go with a draw on this one. I think the passion will get Leeds up, but the quality and lack of it in their defence will see Kane getting an equaliser. And I see both having chances to win it. I call it a draw. This one's a tough one. Tough one.
It will be dramatic, I'd say. There could be a twist and a few turns along the way.
I think so. I think when we look at the third game, Leicester against West Ham.
Yeah.
West Ham, I don't know when their final is on.
I think not too soon anyway. I think they still have a bit of a break. It'll be like maybe in 10 days, maybe at the earliest.
Okay. Well, I still think didn't they play that second leg only last Saturday or last Thursday? When did they play it?
They played Leeds, didn't they? They lost. They beat Leeds 3-1. That was last weekend. That was their last game.
So they didn't play. They didn't. It wasn't Europe this week.
Alkmaar was the week before that. Was before last.
Okay. Okay. So
but
look,
they've had
Leicester
7 days.
Against West Ham.
Yeah.
I don't know. That Leicester team is really bad as well, isn't it?
It is. I mean, they're the team I think are definitely going to go down. I think. I don't see.
I think they might squeeze a draw out of here. So I don't know where that leaves. Leeds draw, Leicester draw, Everton win would mean Everton safe.
Yeah, I think Everton will stay up.
And Leeds and Leicester both join Southampton.
Yeah. So what do you think, Leicester, West Ham?
I'm going for a draw.
Yeah.
For a draw again. The passion of the home support will get you so far, but that defense is so brutal. West Ham are on a bit of form themselves. You know, they went a goal down. And against Leeds, and they turned around and won it. So
yeah, and a bit like Man City as well, like you said, they won't want to lose momentum. You know, and they'll want to keep their players like taking over. So I just think Leicester is so bad. I think that I fancy West Ham to win this one and to drive really, because Leicester have been pathetic all year. I don't see it coming good on the last day.
Yeah,
I think they'll be nervous as well too.
Last 2 games for this season, 2 dead rubbers.
Yeah.
Man United again at home to Fulham.
Yeah, that's right. Talk about cup finals. United will have a cup final, right? But they have 7 days. Like they might rest a few players.
They might rest a few. They got picked up a couple of injuries there on the game against Chelsea. So
yeah,
he'll be conscious of that.
Yeah. I still think though they'll have enough. I think Fulham coming to United will want to win in front of their own fans. They might give like a half each team. Yeah. But I think goals in this one, like Fulham have got some good strikers now. It could be a high score, one of those high scoring games. I'm thinking maybe could go either way. Maybe 3-2 to Fulham, or I'm going to go United to win. United to win 3-2.
Grand. Well, I'll go United as well. The monkeys off their shoulder. I think Fulham have nothing really to play for, so still we'll try to have them organised, but the heart isn't going to be there.
Yeah, it's a good game as well to give a few squad players a run out as well, players that haven't played during the season,
Yeah. So I'm going to go for a United victory again. Similarly, 2-1 or 3-1.
Okay.
And finally, Southampton, team relegated against Liverpool, team who have got UEFA Cup.
Yeah, I think I'd be expecting Liverpool to win comfortably on this one, just to finish off the season, especially when things have been, they'll feel that things haven't gone well. They have a point to prove still every game they play, and they'll want to finish off on they won't want to lose points to kind of lose the momentum they've had for the last 2 months, kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's as you say, last games of the season are funny. I remember Steven Gerrard's last game for Liverpool, and you think, right, it's the last game, Liverpool legend. They went to Stoke and lost something like 6-1 to Stoke.
Oh my God. Okay.
Because last game of the season and nobody just didn't care.
Yeah, poor Steven Gerrard.
The players were like,
so you expect Southampton to win 6-0 so on this one?
I wouldn't be surprised if Southampton won. I don't think it'll be 6-0, but I wouldn't be surprised if they turned around and beat Liverpool 2-1.
Okay, yeah.
It's last game of the season.
That's right, and Southampton are at home as well, so yeah.
So I'm going to go for a Southampton victory.
Okay.
Just because give something there. The last taste those supporters will have a Premier League for a while.
Yeah. Just a final question, Mike. Of the 3 teams for relegation, who would you like to stay up?
I'd like to see Leeds stay up. It took them long enough to get back. They've made some questionable decisions, in terms of who's selling and replacing, who they replaced them with. And they went through a lot to get up, after the financial mishandlings of Ramsdale, wasn't it? Ridsdale and O'Leary at the time.
That's right.
So it seems to me that they haven't had a time struggling. Where Everton were here struggling last season.
Yeah.
They're struggling this season. And if they've the same owner, they'll probably be struggling next season.
Yes, yes.
Leicester haven't been the same since the owner died in that helicopter accident.
Yeah.
And then the Kasper Schmeichel, get rid of him close season, smells of infighting somewhere.
Yeah, and they didn't buy any players last summer. They didn't give any investment into the team last summer.
No, so I of the three, I'd like Leeds to stay up.
Yeah, I mean, it was Sam Allardyce's ego will just get a little bit bigger.
You can be sure of it, but don't mind him.
Yeah, I do enjoy him though. I mean, he's a character, and
he is. He's as good as Pep Guardiola and and Jose Mourinho and all of them.
And you can imagine the scenes if they were there. It'll be emotional. Whatever happens, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, there we go. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right.
We may have maybe one video later on, just maybe to look back at our predictions and to kind of because I haven't actually watched that our first video where we made predictions for the season. We might just do a quick video.
We might make one, and we have time just to see what I predict. Only the top 6. I have a good idea of what I did, and the bottom 3. I'd have to watch the video.
We watch that again.
Just
to kind of, and then just maybe give a quick review of the season, and then to sign off and to thank all our viewers.
Oh, of course, indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Without
and remember, Drink Chang, our sponsor for the today.
Okay.
All right. All the best. I'll just end it here, Mike, and we'll have a quick chat before you go. All right. Let's just see.